Alors, gardez votre bâton proche. On va se lever maintenant. Donc, on va faire deuxième position en yoga, on appelle ça warrior pose. Il y a plusieurs niveaux du warrior pose. On va faire la deuxième pour commencer. Before we go with the stick, I just want you to get a feel for the posture, right? The idea is that we don't want to keep that posture. We're just going to do motions within the posture. It is a very demanding posture for the legs. Core has to be engaged, right? So we want to make sure that the abs are nice and strong. Alors, on va mettre les jambes ouvertes, ainsi. See as large as you can go, and you adapt your stance wherever you are in the stance. On prend un talon, donc on va prendre le talon gauche for this instance, and we just pivot on the heel, and we bring the toes to the side. Ça, c'est la position de base. Évidemment, ça peut être beaucoup plus large. Donc, all depending on our flexibility, it can be much wider. One. So the wider it is, the more challenging it is. And the idea is that you want to get to the point where your knee is above your arch and your thigh is at 90 degrees, parallel to the mat. That is where we want to be. That's where we aspire to be. However, we need to begin somewhere. So there are different variations that you can do. Dans cette position-ci, évidemment, vous pouvez être un peu plus haut, so you can be higher in this position. But also when we're beginning in this position, we can be a little bit wider. So I made you begin like this and simply rotate. You can get into the position differently, which is simply putting 1 foot forward and then 1 foot back. It's still a 45-degree angle. It's relatively similar to the combat stance that we have, but as soon as you're wider, you get more balance in this position. Alors, trouvez la position qui vous convienne mieux à travers les exercices. Okay? What's important is that you find what works for you, and throughout the exercise, of course, you can adapt. Good? So now that we have this, we want to make sure that we have that position. Ideally, we want to get to the point where our heel of the front leg is in alignment with the arch of the back foot. Good? From this position now, we just want to bring the arms up. Alors ici, notre bassin reste dans une position à l'intérieur. Et maintenant, les bras. Alors, quand on regarde le yoga traditionnel, habituellement, les paumes de main sont vers le sol. So usually, palms are towards the ground. Personally, it can be to me either or. What's important is that you respect your structure and that you know where you can have, again, shoulder stability and where your shoulders can be in good alignment here. Okay? We want to make sure that the shoulders are not towards the ears, and we want to make sure we're not hyperextending our elbows. So in this position, same way that we did the exercise at first, see here, do you prefer having palms up, palms down, or split? So if you were to do this position, but also deeper, make sure you feel this is the basics. So we always do this position, of course, both sides. So now we're going to do it with the stick. I wanted you to have an idea of the posture before we integrate the stick. So we grab the stick. Make sure that you have a lot of space next to you, in front of you, and back of you. Alors on va prendre le bâton puis on va le mettre dans la main arrière. So we're going to use the stick in the hand or in the arm that's in the back. Good? Alors, again, find your position. One leg in front, one leg back, no matter what the width is. And from this position, find yourself 90-degree bend, or as parallel as possible as you can. And then from this position, just bring the stick back, palm towards the ceiling for now. Other arm up. It can be palm up, or it can be palm down. See what's right for you. And then from here, play with the shoulders, right? We want to isolate the shoulders. Body is. Feel the stability here. Good. From this position, now we inhale, and as we exhale, we bring the stick forward. So again, maintain that stability here. Make sure that your knees in good alignment. Bring the shoulders back. So there's always work. You're always moving, and we bring the stick back. Excellent. Et de cette position-ci maintenant, On va amener le bâton vers le sol. So now we just rotate the palm towards the ground. Extend the front leg, so lift that leg. Bien. Et de cette position ici maintenant, on descend, on fait ce qu'on appelle un triangle. On monte le bâton vers le plafond, puis on tourne nos épaules vers la jambe qui est au sol. Alors, always keep a bit of a bend in the knee. We never want to hyperextend any joint. So there's a mild contraction here in the knee, and to keep us up, good contraction in the abs. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale now, use the obliques to come back to position. Good, from this position, back to warrior. Palm towards the ceiling. Adapt, adjust, and now we're going to go into a spear position. So again, we're going to go forward again. And now when I spoke about wrist alignment, this is where it counts. Alors le bâton ne sera pas parallèle au sol. Your stick will not be parallel to the ground. What's important here is that your wrist is in good alignment. How many times do we practice wrist strength? For our push-ups and for our punches, of course. So from this position now, we want to hover the stick right above the head, and we do rotations. Good. Keep going. Nice and low. You can go lower, guys. Make it work a little bit. Break a bit of a sweat. Good alignment in the wrist. So the difficulty of this is maintaining the posture and maintaining the awareness of where the stick is in relation to our heads, and making sure that our wrist is in good alignment. Always breathing, shoulders as relaxed as possible. Good, and from this position now, deep breath, and exhale back into warrior pose. Good. From this position now, and you can do a rotation of your foot back into the other position. Switch hands, and we switch sides. Oh yeah, there's another side. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Alors, même chose ici. Donc, on s'assure toujours que le pied en arrière est légèrement à 45. So this is a no-brainer, right? When we have the legs split like this, and we just do the rotation on the heel, automatically we fall into the right position. But again, make sure that it's the right position for you, where you're at in your training. Okay? Donc on veut s'assurer que c'est la bonne position pour là où on est. Alors, même chose maintenant, warrior position. On place paume de main vers le plafond d'abord, paume de main de la main en avant vers le sol ou vers le plafond, puis on descend à 90. So I want parallel here for the legs. Play with the shoulders. So this is where we see our shoulders to our ears. Are they low? Always breathing, nice and low. Make it work, guys. This is not meant to be easy. Good, on prend une grande inspiration. À l'expiration, on amène le bras arrière vers l'avant. So now we swing the back arm to the front arm, and we stay forward. That's it, very good. Rotation of the hips, perfect. Keep that stable, nice and strong. Palms towards the ceiling, shoulders nice and low. That's it. Again, I say palms towards the ceiling, but if your structure requires that the palms be towards one another, or if you prefer palms towards the ground, that's perfectly fine too. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring the stick back. Work side. That's it. Nice and graceful. Excellent. Very good. Always nice and low. 90 degrees. From this position now, rotate the back hand palm towards the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, extend that front leg. Alors, on rallonge la jambe avant. On inspire ici. On expire maintenant. On descend le bras avant vers la jambe avant. Puis on s'assure qu'on lève le bâton. Exact. So here, the challenge is balance. We always talk about balance. If we don't have balance while we strike, or while we do projections or throws, we have very little. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, use those obliques, and come back up, nice and slow. Good. Back into warrior pose. Inhale, exhale, bend the front knee. Good. De cette position-ci, maintenant, paume de main vers le plafond, so now palm towards the heel, like we did. And now from this position, spear. So nice and forward, other arm forward, exactly. Good. Make sure that you have good wrist alignment, that your elbow is bent at 90, and that your triceps are parallel to the ground. So we don't want the elbows super high, we want them parallel to the ground. As close as possible to the head now, we sway and do rotations with the wrists. Making sure that we always have good alignment with the stick. Keep it low. Deep inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And we come back to the basic spear position. So making sure that this is nice and strong, right? We want the arm glove here. Position, inhale. Exhale, now we bring the arm back. Back into warrior pose. Good. Make sure that you're not overextending the elbows. Nice and strong. Inhale here. Exhale now, we'll sit back up or extend that leg. And we rotate the foot back. Good. And we come back. Breathe.